don't remember lashing that across there like that. That's terrible. It just comes up. Yeah, I can't believe I've done that, but I did. Is the thing on? I think so. What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So a day of new things today. I'm in my warehouse for the loadout warehouse. I've got a brand new Schneider consumer unit. I've got a brand new camera, which I hope you can tell because it cost me a fortune. I haven't got a clue how to work it. Yeah, it should be better than the GoPro. And there's also some new regs out. So the new regs have just dropped last week. I'm still waiting on my copy, which is annoying because I wanted to, talk about that today. But it is what it is. We'll talk about all that in a little bit. The reason why I'm filming this video is because Schneider sent me out their new multi-row consumer unit. This is a beast of a consumer unit. It's actually designed to accommodate the new regs. So bigger, it's designed around AFDDs and all that stuff. And I was actually going to build it and put it on the wall over where I'm building a rig basically in the studio. And I may still do that, but I actually need to change the consumer unit at my parents' house. They keep asking me and I keep ignoring them because, well, yeah, you're gonna see. we're gonna pack a bag, pack a load out. We're gonna go there and just find out what, how many circuits there are, what breakers we need, have a look at it. And basically it was bought off of a DIYer. My dad's an avid DIYer. Yeah, the electrics there is it's gonna be interesting. Obviously I need to do a full EICR before I fit the consumer unit. I'll show you fitting the consumer unit in another video, and then yeah, we'll sort of wrap it all up. I've also remembered I'd done some electrics when I was about 16, so it's going to be interesting. I thought we'll go back, see what I'd done when I thought I knew it all, and yeah, just see how that turned out. Before we get into the video, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit that bell button, and yeah, let's go pack a bag. So I haven't shown much of this, but this is my new sort of workshop studio. So yeah, it was a little bit different if you've seen the video on R. Davis's channel. But yeah, this is the layout. That's a loadout sort of studio where I film all the loadout videos. So that's cool. We've got a sign. We moved that yesterday. I'm going to sort that out at a minute. It's just hanging on the netting, but it ended up working better. So we've done that. This is a new velocity bag that we've reviewed. So yeah, some body stuff we've been playing with. I'm running the 7.5 as a camera bag, so that's quite nice. Just got everything in there, and that is where I was on about building that rig. So this wall here, I've already done a little chipboard where I was going to do like an incomer sort of setup. I've got some stuff down here still, yeah, like a head, fuse holder, yeah, all sorts of bits which will be going on this wall. But this consumer unit, I sort of started building it and I was like, do you know what, like I need to change my parents' fuse board, and this is going to be the perfect size because it's big. They've got quite a lot of circuits, so that will accommodate all of those. It's just a perfect one for the job. The only thing I'm not sure of is they sent me a load of breakers, but they're just like generic ones. There we go. And an SPD kit as well, which I sort of started fitting too. These are just sort of generic breakers, so I actually need to work out what ones I need. So that obviously I can build the board properly, get that all, configured correctly for the circuits that are there. But I also know my dad's doubled up circuits and messed around, and all of the breakers aren't in use and stuff. So when he sent me a couple of photos, I was like, oh, I have to go and have a look. And I thought, you know what, I need to get the camera out more. I want to start doing the videos I love, whether it's, little domestic stuff like this or getting back out on site. I've got loads of that stuff coming up too. So yeah, I thought I'm going to bring you guys along and film it. We'll pack a bag. I do really want to bring this, but it's not mine, basically. It's loadout. So yeah, that'd be the perfect size. I'm definitely not bringing this because it weighs about 25 kilos. So I think I'm going to get a bag out of the stores and just pack a little grab bag. What I want, probably, you can tell I've been off the tools for a while. All my Vitos are in cold storage. Probably going to pack a little meter bag like this, with a few bits in, a few hand tools. I've got this clamp meter finally. I did have one at my old firm that I was at, obviously, but I'm not there anymore, so I just got my own one to run. But yeah, I'm gonna pack a bag and then we'll hit the road. Right, let's get this out the way for now. I made this workshop because it was a lot smaller and I realised I actually need a lot of space. Also, we had like this was all a showroom for loadout, and we do have people come in, but not enough to like justify a massive tool showroom, and we actually condensed all the racking into this smaller area. So now this is like literally a dedicated workshop, electrical man cave. The studio over there, which was in the middle of the showroom, which looked cool because you're like in the middle of a tool sort of showroom, but it was just a nightmare because you got studio equipment everywhere, you got tools everywhere, we're messing with stuff, so yeah, it was just a literal nightmare. Yeah, now we've got this massive space and I'm just, yeah, proper excited to be doing content in here, preparing stuff in here ready to go out on site and just, yeah, all sorts of stuff. So I'm pretty gassed, but let's get this packed. So we're gonna need this thing. I wonder if it comes with batteries, because I know I haven't got any batteries. I did look at a few of these. We had a Ethos one, I think it's like the City Zone brand one. Comes with batteries, that's nice. But yeah, I went for the Mega one just because I've heard this is the one to have. So we've got the batteries in this one. I just want to clamp it basically. I'm sure it's all on an RCD, or it should be. It's definitely like split load boards and stuff like that, and I don't know if like half of one of the boards is not on an RCD, I don't know. So I'm just going to, yeah, bring this in case I do any clamping, just to prepare me for any sort of nasty surprises. There's also like a summer house in the garden, which has just, I think, been taken off the ring. There's going to be all sorts. The EICR is going to be very interesting. Today, just want to get a bit of an insight so that I can build this board, finish this board, and then order any breakers that I need to order. So we'll go back, we'll EICR it together, and then we'll fit the consumer unit together. So it should be an interesting little series. I'll put this in there. I'm going to need some screwdrivers, so let's just chuck all the usual bodies in there. We'll take a mirror, knife, combo pliers, side cutters, long nose. Don't want that getting scratched, I'll put that on the side. That should be it, but I also want to bring my proving unit, test lamps, and a socket tester. I'm not doing any deep testing today. I'm not bringing my multi-function tester because I just don't want to get into all of that. But while I'm there, just be able to have a little play around, really, see what the crack is, see if there's any obvious things I need to account for. So we've got this packed. Let's get in the car and get out of it. Right, I've just popped home actually. I've gone and got a trim. I've popped home because my new regs are here. So we've got the on-site guide, we've got guidance notes 3, and then we've got, if I can get it out, the big brown book in all its glory. Glad these turned up today because this video was supposed to incorporate them, and then yeah, they've literally turned up today, so that's cool. I'm going to yeah, chuck the books in the car. I need to grab the keys to my mum and dad's garage, and then yeah, we'll hit the road. So I'm here now, I'm in the garage. I've got the consumer units behind me, but before we get into that, I was just thinking while I was filming that, like, what an idiot. It's actually my fiance's car. It's our only car at the minute. I did have the van, the Citroen van, that, you know, all of the regular viewers will know. That actually went back because the company I was leasing it off went bust, and it actually came at a really good time. It was a touch because I was taking 6 months off to focus on loadout. That's gone now. I'm using the family car to get about, but I'm looking to lease a smaller van again, or get a little run around or something, because yeah, that's not on. It's not good for carrying stuff around, and obviously the missus and the kids haven't got a car while I'm out and about as well. So that's that. I'm also going to go in and get a cup of tea off my mum, because that's what home's about, going to get a cup of tea. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll get into that. So the reason why we are here today is these two consumer units. So as you can see, there is some banter wiring going on up there. Got a missing blank straight away, RCD, 30 milliamp Wilex, and then that is just a main switch board. Oh my god. So what have we got? We've got a cooker, don't know, sockets, garage, I don't know. We've got a Proteus 16 amp on the end, Wilex C40, which was the old electric shower, not on an RCD. Wow, that's what we're dealing with straight away. We've also got an off-peak meter, a normal meter. I'm going to ring the D&O and try and get a isolator fitted, because I don't want to be messing with any of that if I don't have to. I'm thinking already I'm probably going to get him to move some of this stuff, put the consumer unit there. It's quite a tall one, as you saw. So yeah, I'll probably hop out, meter, and then round, maybe get it that side so it's more accessible. And then yeah, if I have to extend any of these or do whatever, I'll have to get like a junction box, adaptable box or something, and just extend all them circuits into the top of the consumer unit. Now, my dad's got a hybrid. I think it's a hybrid. I don't think it's an EV. But he's put this charger in, which goes to this socket, and then he's rodded the socket down there. I don't know if you can see. He's funny. He does crack me up. I actually look at fitting him a proper EV charger, I think, later down the line, putting in a dedicated circuit, a dedicated charger, because that's just like the Audi plug-in charger, and it's technically earthed. I mean, you've got two earthing systems there. Yeah, I'm thinking consumer unit there on the right hand side of what is all there now, extend everything down, and I've just got to go through all these circuits. So I'm probably going to grab my notepad out of my bag and then start writing down what the circuits are. I'll start with the Wix special. What have we got? We've got apparently a cooker circuit, G, G and L, an unknown and an old shower. It's got Wix on the front, the breakers are called Get. I've also got a Proteus and a Wilex in there. So those tails are taken off of there, which come off the meter, which come off of there. There's a Henley there to do the other boards, so that all needs tidying up. A newish cable in there, maybe an SWA, yeah, not glanded. So there's 2.5 SWA, which is dogged in. And then we've got this one, so let's get this one off. So I can see maybe that was the old shower circuit on the 40 in there, and then he's put it into there. Saying that though, that's off, but there's a cable in that breaker. Yeah, very interesting. I'll bring you guys in so you can see. But yeah, we've got bare earths in the TB, little spid up there that crawling about. Evidence of newer stuff. And then yeah, this one again. That one at the end's off as well, so that's going to be interesting. There's a lot to tackle here. There's a lot to tackle here. I'm going to get my clamp meter out. I might try and get this bike moved, although it's not on a kickstand, it's on jacks, and if I damage it, I'll be dead. So yeah, I will get my clamp meter out, and I just want to clamp this board, which hasn't got any RCD protection, to see if there's going to be any issues when we do come to fit an RCD. So I've just been in to see my mum, got a cup of tea. This is actually a mug she made me. She's into all of that making stuff. Maybe that's where I get my weird creativity from. This is my original logo from when I first started back in 2019. She actually made a mug for me. She does it for all the children, to be fair. She doesn't have any favourites or anything. So I've got both the covers back on now because we don't want them off unnecessarily. Now I want to do some earth leakage clamp tests. I've worked out all of my breakers, so all of the circuits. I've split them up because there's clearly, just by like old colours and new colours, some doubled up circuits. I think I've got 12 circuits. I've just called them like rings and stuff like that because there's no actual identification, you know, as to what the rings serve or anything like that, so I don't want to get into any of that. I probably want to start afresh because, yeah, otherwise it does just get confusing if you try to go off of what's already there. Now I'm going to be using this earth leakage clamp meter to just see if there's any earth leakage. So there's bound to be some. I know this board on the left's okay because it's protected by a 30 milliamp RCD that looks after the whole board and it's not tripping as long as it's still operating as intended. Board on the right hasn't got any RCD protection, so I'm going to introduce individual RCBOs for all of those circuits. I'm just trying to work out if there's going to be any surprises or anything that I need to look into before I do that, because if there's excessive earth leakage on one of the circuits, the RCD is not going to hold or the RCBO is not going to hold, and I'm going to have problems there. So yeah, I'm just going to check that. The reason, get the lights back on. The way I'm going to do this is by clamping around the two tails here. So I actually speak to a lot of Sparks and they don't fully understand this. I mean, I don't know if I fully understand it, but I feel like I know what I'm doing. So I'll try and explain it for you guys. Essentially, you take your clamp meter, you want it set on milliamps because that's what we're measuring. I just have it on the auto range. I find it's a lot more reliable. It doesn't throw off any weirdness when it's on the auto range, but you can set it to 50, 60 hertz compare. And then you want to clamp around the two tails. So although you're looking for earth leakage, you want to clamp around the two tails because you're looking at the difference between the two. So obviously there's a load of current coming up the live. It should be returning down the neutral, but there'll be a difference there, and or if there is a difference there, that difference is what's leaking, presumably to earth or down other bonds and stuff like that. Now the reason why you don't just clamp the earth is because RCDs measure the imbalance between live and neutral. So you want to read the earth leakage as an RCD would. There's no point clamping the earth and reading it that way because that's not how RCDs work. So that's the main reason, and also it might not be just leaking down that earthing conductor. Like I said, it could be going through a bond or whatever. So yeah, you know, there could be a parallel path there. So by clamping around the two tails, you'll get like the truest reading in that sense. So that's why you do that. I'll start by clamping around the whole lot, and we've got 17.9 milliamps, quite high, but nothing too much to worry about. Let's clamp around the tails of the RCD board, and we've got around 20, 19.5. Okay, and then the board that hasn't got any RCD protection, 4.1. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about there with that board, with me introducing a load of RCDs. These lights, these PIRs, he's got 3 of them set up. I don't know how he's wired it. So it's going to be fine to introduce RCBOs into these circuits because there's 4 milliamps spread across all of these. There's 19 across them. When I actually get into doing the EICR and stuff, I'll actually find out what circuits are producing that, where that's coming from. But it's certainly not enough to affect that main RCD, and it won't be nowhere near enough to affect any of the individual RCBOs, I would hope. I imagine that leakage is shared across a few circuits. So yeah, we'll know more about that, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just super important to do that. Obviously this is my mum and dad's house, they trust me, they know what I do. If you go around a client's house, you don't do this, you change your fuse board and then it's all tripping out and you're running around like a madman trying to fault find. It's the same reason why you test. You know, you want to make sure that there's going to be no faults when you fit a new fuse board or you do a little bit of work there. Yeah, you can't have the place tripping out or whatever. So this is just again one of those ways where you can confirm that there's an issue prior to you getting involved, rather than coming along, yeah, looking like you've caused issues to people's electrics. It used to happen to me all the time as an apprentice. When I'd be on a job doing a fuse board change with someone who wouldn't always test, then it would be banging out and stuff and we'd look like idiots. You can get away from that problem using an earth leakage clamp meter. It's also in the regs to ensure that there's not excessive leakage on RCDs and RCBOs. So for instance, if that 20 milliamps was just on one circuit, then I'd need to look at that, because most RCDs trip around 25 milliamps anyway, not 30, and we're at that limit already. We're 20 milliamps straight out the door, so there's an issue there which is going to make that super sensitive. You've only got 5 milliamps of leeway potentially instead of the 30, which is going to be like, nuisance tripping issues, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just important to measure that, and get yourself a clamp meter. I recommend this one from Mega, but we had an Ethos one at the other firm. You can sort of use whatever and get by with it. I'm now going to take you guys for a little walk around the garage. My sister's currently got a client in the house, so I don't want to go in there waving my camera about. This is probably my dad's rawest work in here, because it is the garage, but we'll see if we can find anything. This is his PIR system that he's put in for these lights. I know that's relatively new. We've got something on a plug top down there. I don't know where it goes. It goes across and does this light. We've got junction boxes everywhere. Cables. Oh, access to live parts. C1. Basic insulation visible outside of an enclosure. C2. That's just rough. Check this out as well. I think this is a battery charger for restoring old dead batteries. I think, anyway. Yeah. But that is old school, man. That's older than me. Wouldn't pass the PAT test either, look. But yes, so I think we've definitely seen enough in here. I can't go into the house and show too much there just because there's a client. I'll try jump in the garden and show you, yeah, what I done with this chicken hutch. I don't think it's that bad, but maybe it is, so we'll wait and see. But yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. I've just got into my mum's garden. Let's go hunt down my my work. So this is the chicken hutch. This was fitted, well, my dad built it all about 10 years ago, and they needed power because the door's motorised, there's lights on and stuff. I remember the cable come down here. Is that it? So that cable goes through the tree. That is nuts. Let me know what you'd code that, because that is that is crazy. Where does it come out? Ah, there. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if that's our cable, because my one came from here. There it is. Come out the back of the summer house, and then we ran it down there. I crawled down there when I was a little bit less fat. I'm not doing that today. I think you can get to it. You can get to it from the other side. So this is my mum's vegetable garden. As you can see, it's in full swing. It was many moons ago. Bless her. And here's the shed. So I don't actually remember doing any of this wiring. Any of this. I think the shed was in another part of the garden and we just moved it maybe. But yeah, I don't remember that. I think that's light inside, yeah. There you go. Yeah, there's obviously a socket there. I don't know what that is. Maybe something to do with the automated door for the chickens, keep the fox out. But I think there's a junction box behind here. Oh no. Oh no. It's inside. Well, I hope it's inside. I don't remember lashing that across there like that. That's terrible. And it just comes up like so. Yeah, I can't believe I've done that, but I did. Yeah, not my finest work. I was 16 though, and I did think it was all right at the time, but that doesn't make it okay, because that is it's a little bit embarrassing. But you know, I'm happy to admit I've done that, and I've now got to EICR this place and sort that out amongst all my dad's work, so that's going to be interesting. But yeah, it's really windy. It's about to rain, even harder than it just did. So I'm going to pack up, get my stuff out the garage. I know what I need to do for the board. I've had a little look. I've shown you this dog rough work, and yeah, I'll catch up with you guys back at the Loadout HQ, where we'll finish building the consumer unit. So guys, we are back at the Loadout HQ, the workshop, the studio, whatever you want to call it. I've got all the components out to start building this. But I actually started looking through and counting through the breakers I need and all that sort of stuff. And you know what? I think this is too small. It's a 2-tier board, by the time we've got the SPD fitted, we've got 7 usable ways on the bottom, 10 usable ways on the top. I've got 12 circuits. That's with splitting some doubled ones up. So that leaves me 5 usable ways. And I know Schneider want to send me out a couple of AFDDs when they're ready. I also really want them. So although they're not necessary, I want to install them just because I'm going to learn about them. I'm going to, be able to show you guys them. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be worthwhile. So if you think we've got 5 spare ways, you need 25% ideally free as a minimum. And then, an AFDDs, they're double pole, or they take up 2 modules. So that's 2 AFDDs is going to leave 1 usable way. And then I also want to fit a car charger. And unfortunately, the Schneider EZ9 RCBOs, these ones, I don't know if there's another variant, but these ones I've got aren't double pole. And you need a double pole RCD for an EV charger. So that will probably be like another 2 module device. So again, we're out of space. So I think I'm going to fit this over on the wall there as part of the rig, all that stuff I'm doing over there, which I'll tell you more about as that develops. And then I'll speak to Schneider about getting a free tier 1, which is going to be a beast of a board. I think we'll have AFDDs along the top. We'll have 2 rows of like RCBOs and MCBs. That's the commercial electrician coming through. MCBs, and then we'll have extra space. We'll be able to do the install justice, and we'll just have that room to adapt the board and stuff. These consumer units are very like European-esque. So I don't know if you've seen a Euro board. Basically, like loads of DIN rail, and you build out what you want. I mean, they don't always have bus bar. They link it out and stuff. But obviously, we've got bus bar here, and like the AFDDs come with their own custom bus bar. So yeah, there's loads of cool stuff that we'll be able to show you, and if I can, I want to. Obviously, this is a bit of a love job for my parents. I want to make it an amazing install for you guys, and yeah, I'm that sad that I'd rather go above and beyond. 1, full of content, and 2, because I find it interesting. So I'm not going to be building this today, and then we'll look at obviously getting a free tier board. This will still go on over there, like I say, but yeah, we'll get a free tier board, and we'll do that. Obviously, that's going to come later on. Focus of the next probably 1 or 2 videos, I think it's going to take up 2 videos because of the sheer amount of work, will be the EICR of that house. So from what you've seen already, I mean, I was in the garage in the garden, didn't even go into the house. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. I think there'll be 2 videos of that, and then there'll be a video of me fitting this beast of a board, and then we'll do the EV charger after that or something. So loads of content coming up just in that project alone. I've also got loads of jobs booked in on commercial industrial sites and stuff like that, where I may or may not be able to film. Hopefully I can. So there'll be loads of that stuff coming up too. And I'm also planning to do videos here, like I say, whether it's here talking or at the rig. Yeah, we will have a sort of, not an AM2 rig, because you're not allowed to do that. Very similar, but not an AM2 rig being built over there too, for all the learners and people who want insight into all that stuff. So yeah, loads of content coming out, and I'm just really excited to be back in front of the camera, in front of the new camera. So yeah, we'll wrap this one up, but before we do, let me know what you think of the new camera. Is it too much? Like, it was probably quite shaky compared to the GoPro, but we'll see how we adjust to that. But yeah, let me know. I really like it. I think it's very complex to use, very high maintenance, but I think it's worth it. Quality is paramount with a lot of the things I do, so I think it's worth it. But yeah, let me know what you think, and also let me know what is, if you've had a look, if you've done some looking into it, what is your least favourite and most favourite change in the latest amendment? I've got some serious reading to do in these evenings coming up, but yeah, that's just me. I'm one of them. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a beaver, so I'll be brushing up on them, watching E5 podcasts, and yeah, let's catch up on the next video and see what everyone thought was the most toilet change and the most important change. Let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button, all that sort of stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.